Hello, hello, One Too Many here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on Infestor in Marine Arena. So I guess Infestor into Queen would be the correct way to put it. So this is a strategy on how to get your Infestor and morph it into a Queen. So far, not much has really happened in this game. If we take a look at the actual score screens, we can see that Master, Orange over here, has actually been doing massive feeding. So we'll go to E and everyone. We'll see that he has cracklings and some pretty good tech, and he's been feeding systematically on every team on the map. Except for us. So he's been completely avoiding us. I've been stuck with these slow brutalists. My ally has Void Rays, which we all know takes some time to rev up and get strong. So we've been fairly trapped in our base. The main reason is because if I was to move out with this amount of units and then he was to take his cracklings and surround me, he would be able to kill my Infestor, which is something that I definitely want to avoid. So unfortunately, I've been fairly stuck in my base this game, and actually the reason why I'm showing this replay is because of how strong the Queen ends up being and able to allow you to come back from strong disadvantages here. So basically, as far as strategy goes, right now I'm just trying to tech my Infestor. You can see I have no upgrades other than my Brutus, so I got Brutalist, and I got, basically what happened is I got my Hydralist as soon as possible, and I think I got them around the 7-minute mark, and I massed them until the 10-minute mark like you would with any tier 2. I morphed them to Brutalist, and then I instantly got the Broodlings upgrade, which allows them to spawn Broodlings every time they die on the killer of whoever kills them. And the reason I got these mercs in particular is because not only will they be good for me once I get my Queen, because I'll be able to feed on them and get my energy back, but also because they kind of give me a good buffer zone between my Queen. Every time one of these dies, again, they spawn Broodlings, and then those have to be killed off. So basically it's like extra buffer protection for my Queen. That way I don't have to worry about teching my units too much, and I can really just pile onto my Infestor. And then I'll show you guys right here. This is where the Infestor actually, their upgrades are, and I'll pause real quick. So right here in the mid shop, the upgrade is actually right up here. Level Infestor here, and you can see that right now I'm at the 600 mineral mark on my Infestor. I'm about to purchase one more upgrade, and you can't morph them until the 7th level, which is 975 minerals. Altogether, it takes about, I think, 5,400 minerals around there somewhere in order to actually morph into a Queen. So that typically leaves you around the 40 to 50 minute mark. So this is a late game strategy, definitely, but it's absolutely one of the most fun because basically, you'll see at the end of the game, this guy will have double the kills of me and my ally, but he just will not be able to stop this Queen because that's how strong they are. Basically, the only way that you can kill a Queen is if you have a Spectre, which means that you had to level a commando up to a Spectre in order to kill it. So I'm just going to keep on going with the replay, and I'll show you guys kind of talk about the control groups I use. So basically, it's real simple in terms of micro. I just keep everything in my army on 1. And then when I press, like, say I was to attack move, I would attack move into something, and then I have only my Infestor on its own control group, so I'd press 2. And that way I can control, and I can't actually see this right there, so I don't know that it's there, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have definitely killed it. So I can't, and the reason I keep my Infestor on 2 is because if I just attack move, what will happen is, oops, I pressed somebody that isn't no longer in the game. That was from Team 1. And if I just press 1 and I attack move into someone, my guys will start attacking them, my Infestor will slide underneath and go into the enemy. So I want to make sure that my Infestor doesn't do that, and that's why I keep him on 2, and also so that I can pull him up whenever I need to in order to use his abilities. So it's just the basic burrow, unburrow, and then F is the fungal, and you want to make sure you know your hotkeys because this does take a little bit of micro in order to make sure that it works properly, as with any heroes. And this is just a very, very strong build. So right now I'm just going to fast forward and show you guys the Queen because that's the main thing I want to talk about in this replay, and show you how strong the Queen is and how to tech once you get your Queen. All you really need to know from this is that I hard teched into Queen. So basically from the time I got my Brutus and the Broodlings, I started my Infestor, and I just leveled my Infestor up, pure Infestor from then on out. So I'll just cut it here and I'll move on to the next part of this replay. Okay, so here we are about 39 minutes into the game, or game time I guess that is, and I'm just doing some basic harass on the enemy right here. I haven't gotten my Queen yet, but I am showing you guys basically what's something you want to do. It's become a turtle situation. Orange has been able to kill off these Team 1 and Team 4, so it's just us and Orange right now, and you're seeing that I'm using my Infestor very, very well, I guess, or tactfully, in order to kill off these cracklings that are far stronger than me. Unfortunately, he doesn't look like he has any health upgrades, which would have been nice because that's a fairly strong upgrade. But he's just not really able to do much of anything. We can't really engage him because all we have are Void Rays at this point and a very unteched army, so we're vulnerable to Saviors, and we have to make sure that we protect his Void base. But other than that, and you can see right now I just started morphing my Queen, and that's at the 40-minute mark, so that's about the time that I get my Queen, or that someone might normally get their Queen. And in a few more minutes I'll just scoot along and you'll see how I use the Queen here. Go to the 5-minute mark. It takes about, I think, 3 minutes for the queen to actually get up. So I just finished the queen right there. So it looks like it actually took 4 minutes of game time. And let's just follow the queen. There we go. So now that I have my queen, it's G to press creep, and I'll slow this down so you guys can see the actual speed that it moves. And see, he's coming after me with his lings, but there's not much that he can really do because I can just infest them and get them down. And you'll see now that I'm down at no energy, what you do to get your energy back is you attack your own units. And with the melee attack from the queen, every attack actually regenerates energy. As you can see right there, the energy tab is slowly going up, and that's really, really important to do. So you want to keep your energy levels very, very high with the queen. And actually by getting attack upgrades or damage upgrades, you do increase the rate at which the queen regenerates energy. So that's very important also. So as you can see, for upgrades, after getting your queen, you want to focus on defense. And the reason for that is the queen receives 1.5 defense per upgrade. And basically what you want to do is end up armor capping all the enemy's units. And that's powerful because not only will the enemy, like for example, say I go in with my queen and I'm attacking them and they surround me. Well, that's bad for me, but I also have the recall tower so that I can get away. But at the same time my queen is attacking their units, it's getting back energy so that it can do more fungals. And then also the queen has the ability to transfuse itself. So that's very, very powerful. I guess a lot of power packed into one hero. Basically, if you don't have a good defense for a queen, which you'll notice a lot of players just aren't used to fighting against them, so they just don't really know what to do. This is basically what happened with this player. Look at his lead compared to ours. He has about 10,000 bounty to our about 5,000, I guess, combined bounty each. So he has double our bounty, I guess, per player, and then he has the total of our combined bounty. But there's just nothing he can do. He can't really move out of his base. We're slowly just taking down his units little by little. And it basically continues like this. The last ability that I want to talk about actually is Leech, because this is very important. Say you are going to get someone, and they are smart enough to get a Commando or a Spectre. What you want to do is you want to quickly fungal them when you see them. So you always want to know where that Spectre is on the map. And then you leech him, and you run away. And what that'll do is it'll drain his energy so that he can't get a snipe off. And that's a very effective, it comes down to micromanagement, I guess, at that point. And then, so let's just go on to the end of this video here so you guys can see how it actually ended up ending. So keep in mind how far ahead. He was very far ahead of us the whole game. But then now look at my queen now. It's 16 defense. I've literally, let's see, go everyone right here. I've armor capped his Marines. His Marines only do 16 damage, which means they're only doing 1 damage to me, which is the minimum. And, I mean, there's nothing he can do. I'll fast forward here a little bit, show what ends up happening. And it is G to spread the creep. The one thing to keep in mind is if you burrow with the queen and then you unburrow, watch the queen also here. He's going to savior me. That's one savior, and he actually lets another savior go, but I run away just in time, which is exactly what you want to do. I burrow by accident there, misclick, and then I just transfuse myself back up to full health. So there's not really much he could do. It's kind of almost hopeless. And you can see green right there talking a bunch of junk. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's also another important thing we did here between me and my ally. There was a point in the game earlier when he needed a little bit more cash to get his double spawn for his voids, and I just lent him the cash. And then in return, once he got his voids, he lent me some cash, which helped me get the Infestor back earlier. So if you have a partner, this is a very strong build that you can use, especially if you're sharing minerals. And there's just not much really he can do. I'm only using the queen again. I have no tech on any of my guys. And it really helped us come back from a huge disadvantage in terms of kills. And there it is. I can't win without a teammate, GG, and he leaves. So again, let's take a look at the score just so we can see what we came back from. And basically from the last time I showed you about like 20 minutes ago, I guess, he only rose about 600, or actually like 150 bounty. That's how good the queen is. The queen's able to just completely starve the enemy. He doesn't get any kills unless he's able to kill the queen, which if you micro properly is almost impossible. I hope you guys like this video. I hope to do more videos on more hero strategies in the future. And until next time, this is OTM, and I will see you guys later.